it.
2017 is a special year for me. I was traveling through Rome at the time and firstly discovered that perfumery wasn't just relegated to the big design houses, that there was a thing called niche perfumery. Go figure. I mean, it had been around for, at that stage, probably 10 plus years, but I was brand new to it. Always got into perfumes. As I said, just thought only design houses actually were doing it. So as I'm walking around Rome, I wanted to find an awesome Italian perfume. And I'd been researching a number of different places. And I came across this teeny tiny, so if those who've been to Rome or are in Rome, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go back. Spanish Steps, go up to the very top, turn left, Via Sistina. A little bit further on from Via Sistina, there's a small little cubbyhole of a perfume place called Cherry Roma Profumi. Now, why cherry? I don't know. Roma, I get. Profumi makes sense. I walked into there. The lady said, well, you know, what are you after? Could see that I was an Aussie. And I said, I want a good Italian perfume. And she brought forward the Nasomatto range. And I remember smelling a number of them. And I'm thinking to myself at the time, what is this woman giving me? What are you doing, lady? I was not ready. My diet or my palate at that stage were, you know, fresh, aromatic, fougere style of fragrances. That's what all the designer or most of the designer fragrances are, because they're designed to sell. It's about hitting the masses. And all of a sudden, she was presenting stuff that was totally unique. It was blowing my brain. I didn't get it. And I remember looking at her thinking that she was trying to sell me some old stock. No one's buying this stuff. Take the Nasomatto. I always think back to that moment and I think, what a fool. I could have bought my first Nasomatto in Rome. What a story to tell. Anyway. So this one here falls into that category. On first spray, you're like, what is going on? So this is Absinth. This was released in 2009. I'm used to this fragrance, so I love it. Oh, I shouldn't say that. There are no loves. All I'm doing is sharing what I feel about each of these particular fragrances. As I said, unfortunately, like I said on the last video, I think that that I'm not a very good poker player when it comes to this sort of stuff. I've got a feeling I'm going to do a lot of tells. I found that the opening on this is very green, very fresh. It is aromatic. It doesn't dry down, it doesn't stay aromatic. It does dry down very green, very earthy. Again, Alessandro does not reveal the notes. He's saying to you, like it or don't like it. You figure it out for yourself. On the dry down, there is a little bit of like a patchouli note in there. It is very earthy. To define where am I with this particular fragrance, so we have an area in Melbourne called the Dandenong Mountains. It's very moist. There are ferns. It's very foresty. And this is what this fragrance is for me. It's very green. It's very earthy. I'm gonna say, being that he's calling it Absinth, so I'm gonna say that there is Artemisia in here. So it's a little bit herbaceous in that, in the actual fragrance itself too. On me, this one here probably lasts, so it's not as punchy as some of the others. It does, or on me, it lasts for about 5 or 6 hours. It is an awesome day fragrance. So I use this as my office fragrance. I find that the sillage on this is pretty much on body. It fluctuates between body and moderate, but it's more around the body. So it's a great fragrance for me as I move around, I'm picking up my fragrance. It's not a fragrance that's gonna overwhelm the office if you're gonna be wearing this. It does fall in the mossy woods. And so it pretty much plays within that realm right there. I find that this one here, either you love it or you don't. In preparation for this series, I did a bit of a focus group with all the fragrances and asked people to experience the fragrance for themselves on their skin and give me their impressions. I found that the girls in this group, they weren't a fan of the fragrance. And it's funny because I did everybody individually so that we don't become tribe mentality, and they all say the same thing. A lot of people were saying that there's a particular bitterness in the note. And I'm gonna say again, Absinth, my understanding, I've never drunk it, so I don't know, but my understanding is that Absinth is a bitter-esque drink. So I'm gonna say that the wormwood or whatever that's used to create Absinth is creating that herbaceous bitterness about it. Interestingly though, the boys all enjoyed it. There is, in my opinion, an aromatic component to it, and I think it does, I don't know, maybe it just inspires the boys. Maybe it's boy leaning, men leaning. There's something in here, there's a freshness in here, there's a greenness in here that actually is appealing and it draws you in. So there you have it, Absinthe. What are your thoughts? Have you had an opportunity to experience this particular fragrance? If you are interested in actually purchasing Absinthe, you can get it from Fragrance Artisans. The code is NFC5 and you can get 5% discount. Thanks everyone, we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah.